One of the difficulties of our life is that we are always caught in between decisions. Many of us, we are caught in between decisions. Even right now, at this moment that I'm speaking to you, there is a decision that many of us are trying to make. And in the process of trying to make the decisions, there's confusion. Why is it difficult to make concrete decisions? What is it that influences us, that makes it difficult for us to be able to make concrete decisions in the path of life? How is it that many of us, we struggle with this? And at the same time, how is it that many of us, we need other people's opinion to be able to make an active decisions to our life? And because we need other people's opinion to be able to make active decisions to our life, it seems like we don't even know what we are doing. And because it seems like we don't even know what we are doing, so many of us will become a caricature as to the low-mindedness of other people. And hence we say, maybe I am insecure, or we say maybe I have low self-esteem, or we say maybe I'm just unsure of what my life is to be. You must understand that one of the reasons why we seek out spiritual teachers or spiritual, advisors is as to the fact that many of us, we are trying to find a meaning to life. What is it that influences us to want to find a meaning to life? In the course of our life, we are always in this dilemma whereby we are trying to make the right decisions, and because we are trying to make the right decisions, we are always confused. What is it that influences us to be confused? Whether it is a decision on what to eat, what to wear, or it's a decision on who to marry, or it's a decision on where to sleep, what to do with life, there is always this confusion. And the ironical fact of it also is that we personalize this. We personalize this confusion to such a state that everyone thinks that their problem is uniquely theirs. But if you really look at it, it is something that is affecting everyone in the society, including the animal kingdom. Now, this confusion of indecision, it has made people, it has break people, and at the same time, it is currently making people. This confusion of indecision. And in this point also, we've looked down on certain people. At this point also, we've create mental offenses towards certain people also. There are 10 factors of indecisions that we have inside of us. And these 10 factors of indecision that we have inside of us is all connected to so many things. And because it's all connected to so many things, but the root cause of it all is that we are looking for a meaning to life. Whether you are doing fasting and prayer, or you are doing meditation, or you are trying to follow a religious path, or you are not trying to follow any religious path, it is all in the course of trying to understand life and trying to find a meaning to life. And because it is all on this path of trying to find a meaning to life, trying to understand life, trying to see what is it that life is offering me. Why is life offering me situations that it appears that I cannot handle? Many of us, we feel that life is cheating us. Many of us, we feel like that. And because many of us, we feel that life is cheating us, we think that our situation is unfavorable and other people's situation is better. But you must understand that point whereby we feel that life is cheating us is as a result of how we are comparing our life to other people. Now, I believe that many of you have heard this statement before. Don't compare your life to others because your life is yours and their life is theirs. But comparison is how we live life. That is the truth. Comparison is how we live life, which means that in the course of your life, in the trajectory of your life, you can never live any life without not comparing your life to somebody. So the beauty of life is in comparison. And because the beauty of life is in comparison, that is where we try to find the essence. We try to find the meaning of life by looking at the trajectory of other people's life. And in looking at the trajectory of other people's life, that is where we also try to find the balance with us. You've heard this statement so many times that don't compare yourself to other people. Don't look at the life of other people. But can a human being exist without not comparing themselves to other people? Impossible. Can a human being exist without not taking or borrowing from the life of others? Impossible. Many of the way we find ourselves is by borrowing from the lifestyle of others. Do you see that? Many of the way at which we find ourselves is by doing what? Borrowing from the life of others. So no one exists without borrowing from the life of other people. No one, not even me, not even you that is listening to the sound of my voice right now. The uniqueness of life is what we borrow from others. But now the question is, what are you borrowing? You may borrow a certain form of lifestyle. What is a lifestyle? A lifestyle is simply nothing but but an idea. That is it. It is nothing more than that. An idea. And what are we all borrowing? What is it that every one of us is doing? We are all borrowing an idea. Every one of us. So the foundation of life is connected to what? The ideas that we borrow from people. And there's a question to you all. What idea are you currently borrowing from people? And how is that idea helping you in your internal progress? You see, people say you need to keep looking forward. I believe many of you might have heard this statement at times. Look forward, don't look back. Keep looking forward, keep looking forward. But there is nothing to look forward. It is a fact. Many times people say, oh, don't look back. Stop looking back. Stop looking at the past of your life. Don't do that. Keep looking forward. Keep looking forward. But the question that I'm asking you right now is, what is there to see forward? There is nothing to see ahead. There's only one thing, and that is to see behind. You see, your eyes, it does look as if it is looking forward. But in reality, your eyes is not looking forward. It is looking behind. That is the reality. You can only look forward. Looking forward, it means to look inward. Are you understanding me? Looking forward means look inward. Because when you say, don't look back, don't look back about what people have done to you. Don't look at it. Don't think bad about what people have done to you. But what does it really mean? Can a human being exist without not having flashes of experiences that they've had in the past? Impossible. Every one of us are existing because we have constant flashes. Constant, it's like jolt of memories of what someone have done to us in the past or someone have said to us in the past. We all exist in that manner. So now, what does it mean that it is said, do not look backward? Sorry, do not look backward. Always look forward. You cannot look forward because there is nothing externally to see forward. That looking forward is an internal thing. To look ahead of what life is to bring to you is not an external thing, it's an internal thing. Which means that you must look within yourself to be able to find that which you are expecting ahead of time. You must do what? Look within yourself to be able to find that which you are expecting ahead of time. But then how do I look within myself to find that which I am expecting ahead of time? Is a good question to ask. If I'm not to look backward, meaning do not look backward, you must look forward. But how do I look forward if I don't know what to look for? To know what you're looking for is not outside, it is inside. Is it not? To know what you're looking for is not outside, it's not an outside thing, it's an internal thing. Which means you can't say, I see tomorrow physically. Nobody sees their tomorrow physically. You see it internally. Just as you can't see your yesterday physically, you see it where? Internally. So there is a play of activities that plays on the what? On the plates of your mind when you are thinking about the past. There is a plate. There are images that flash on the plates of your mind. When you are thinking about that which you expect, your future to be, there's also what? A play of images that flashes in the plate of your mind. And where does that happen? It does not happen here. When you are thinking about the past or you are thinking about the future, ever ask yourself, why is it that the images you keep perceiving is happening around here? If I say think about somebody, you don't see the person here, you see the person here. So everybody that you are seeing, there is a cognitive image that is being captured, and that image is being reflected here. Like right now, many of you are seeing me, isn't it? Yes. But the reality is that your eyes is seeing me, but the image that is being translated is happening here. It is happening here in the cervical cortex. No, is it cervical cortex? But here, that is where it is happening. And because it is happening here, when you close your eyes and you say, close your eyes and find me, you will not find me here. You will find me here. Why is the image stored here and not here? When you are in deep thought of something, when you are in a deep thought of something, you are thinking seriously about something, where do you find it? You don't find it here. You find it here. And because you find it here, many people say, I want to open my third eye. But the reality is that your third eye is already open, because it is with that inner eye that you are able to capture the images of people and also look back to the past, because what? All the images are playing here. It is not even playing here, not here, but here. In the front here. And hence, to look forward is to look inner. So why do we have indecisions? Why do people struggle with indecisions? And because people struggle with indecisions, they look to other people to be a guide, to shed light to them. And not just even looking up to other people, sometimes they are seen. People look at them and say, oh, what kind of a person you are? Why can't you make decisions for yourself? What is it that makes it that some people cannot make decisions for themselves? What is it that makes it that looks as if some people are very good at making decisions? Part of the play of life, you say. Part of the play of life, you say. But the reality is that it is not that people cannot make decisions for themselves. If we really look at it properly, it is not that people cannot make decisions for themselves. It is just that that decision has not been revealed to them internally. Any action that you are to do, for you to do it, there must be an internal acceptance. But when the internal has not yet accepted it, then it looks like a confusion. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? But now, how do you make the internal strong that whatever decision that is being arrived at is understood? This is where people say, okay, maybe I need word. I need people to say certain things to me for me to see light. Now, what is words? What is words? How is it that words shed light to people? This thing that is happening between me and you right now, this sound that you are hearing from me right now, and you are hearing, from, through the medium of your phone, how is it that people see light in words? What is the mystery that is in words that give a certain light? Even right now that I'm speaking to you, some people are able to picture what I'm saying right now. How is it that words, how does it give clarity? It's like you are seeing, but you are not seeing. Are you understanding me? Please, I hope you guys are understanding. It's like you are seeing, but you are also not seeing. Imagine right now you are able to see around you correctly. But when words are being spoken, you are also seeing something. But you don't know how to explain it. You don't know how to explain what you are seeing, but it looks as if but it is that you are seeing something. What is the mystical powers or the mysteries of words that it gives light to that which is inside? What is the mystical power of words? How is it that some words, there are certain people, when you speak to them, it's like, oh, now I have clarity. I was not seeing it like this before, but you've made me to see it like this. How is this happening? What is it that is deposited in words? Air. The component of words is nothing but air. The component of air is nothing but what? Sunlight. So there are two food you need. You need the food to do what? To nourish your body, but you also need the food to nourish that which is inside. To nourish your body, you need the food that is gotten from the vegetations and the vegetables or whatever that you eat. But what is the primary component of all of these things? Air and sunlight. It is the sunlight that is in the food that nourishes the body. It is the sunlight or the sunshine that is in the words of people that also does what? Nourish the inner being. But then how is it that people's words can bring the highest euphoria to you? Like, wow, I see more clarity now. I feel more calm now. But then there are certain people's words that brings mental depletion, mental anxiety, mental stress. How is it so? Because it is all nothing but what? Sunshine. All nothing but what? Sunshine. There are two types of sunshine. The sun that is rising in the early hours of the morning and the sun that is setting in the evening. It's all rays of the sun. But one is strong that it shines. But then there is another one that even though it is there, it does not shine. It is certain, it has lost its ability. So certain people's words are like these two forms of sunshine. One is like the ray of the sun that is just setting in the early hours of the morning, and hence everything is bright. That is why there are certain people that when you hear their words, it's like, wow, they just turn this, like everywhere that is dark inside, like boom, 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 like, brilliance of ideas and inner understanding just comes. Da, 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 da. Wow, 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 wow. And that is what motivation is. Motivation is just simply to do what? To give a new sunlight to that which you see as darkness. And then there are some people's words that is like the sun that is setting in the evening. Even though it is there, but it has no power. And hence it is just dark and dark and dark and dark and dark and dark and dark. And this is how it influences the minds of humans. So the question you should ask yourself is, when you are talking to somebody, is your word a rising sun, or is your word a setting sun? Which one is it? The words you are saying to people, is it a rising sun that is giving more clarity to people, or is it a setting sun, although it is bright, but it has no stronger influence? Rather, it is dragging people down the hole of darkness, even though it is a sun. So we eat sunlight. Your body eats sunlight. Your mind, your consciousness also does what? Eat sunlight. God is grace. He is grace. God is grace. God is grace. God is grace. Abundant grace. God is grace. God is grace. I want you to repeat after me wherever you are. God is grace. He is grace. 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 God is grace. God is grace. God is grace. He 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 is grace. 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 There is a confusion that we all have every time of our life. You see, the most undeserving thing we can do to ourselves is to think that we have problems. That is the biggest disservice we can ever do to ourselves. To think that what? We have problems. Yes, what we call problems are actually series of life events. But because we cannot see the grace that is in this series of life events, we call it obstacles. We call it obstacles. And we become so bitter with the obstacles that we don't see that it is a call for us to be selfless. Let me tell you one secret right now. Every issue that you are having in your life and how you are thinking it as difficult is as a result of your own selfishness. Do you understand me? Every problem you are having in your life and how you are seeing it as difficult is as a result of your own selfishness. But then, how? How is it as a result of my own selfishness? It is. It is. Because our selfishness is what increases the mental frustration that we pass through. Our selfishness is what increases the mental frustrations that we pass through. So, every difficulties you are passing through right now is uniquely yours, and you are seeing it as an attack to you because you are selfish. That is a fact. Because what? You are selfish. It is your selfishness that increases the problem that you have. Believe it or not, 99% of the time we will say, well, it is because of someone does not love me, or someone is hating me, or someone is evil to me, and that is why this is happening to me. But no, it is your selfishness. Our selfish desire to want to be in control of our life makes it difficult for us to see and appreciate the life, the dance of life that is happening around us. Because in reality, everything is just a dance. Everything. But because of your selfishness, you expect people to speak to you in a certain way. Because of your selfishness. Because of your selfishness, you expect life or certain things to happen to you in a certain manner. Because of your selfishness, you expect that issues should not come to you. But when it comes, then you're like, why is this happening to me? Why me? It is because of your selfishness. But if there is no selfishness, and you just truly see it as a dance, but then what makes it difficult for us to see it as a dance? Thank you very much for subscribing, Mami Free 3. What makes it difficult for us to see life as a dance? Selfishness. Dancing is not easy. Dancing is difficult. It is rigorous. It's a rigorous shaking of the body. But we see it as fun because we don't see dancing as an obstacle. But it is an obstacle. But that is the way of life. That is everything that is functioning in life. Everything that is functioning in life is a dance. But because of the selfishness at which we ascribe to it, then the dance becomes a torture. May your dance not become a torture to you. That is my prayer for you. May your dance, your cosmic dance, not become a torture to you because of the selfishness that is ascribed, your own individual selfishness. Your own individual selfishness. But everything is just a dance. Everything is just a dance. And that is why you will see that adversity is what brings people together. Happiness does not bring people together. No. Problem is what brings people together. Have you asked yourself this question? How is it that problem brings people together? Many of the people that have come together to do something wonderful in life all came together because of a problem. Your country got independence not because of everything is smooth, but because of a problem. So problem unifies people, but happiness does not unify people. Problem is what unifies people. Many of you that have gathered to hear me right now is because of what? There is a problem. Problem is the unity that brings people together. And that is why in a country there can never be peace. Because peace does not bring people together. Peace separates people. Do you understand? Peace does not bring people together. Nobody come together and say, okay, we are coming together because of peace. People come together because of a problem. You look at your respective country, whether you're going to talk about America, you're going to talk about the UK, you're going to talk about wherever you're going to talk about. Problem is what brings people together. And it is in problem that brings people together that people are able to do amazing things. Hello, Tina, Tomato, Karika, Papaya. Happy to see you. It is in problem that people are able to do amazing things that transforms the world. So every transformation that you are seeing in the world right now is as a result of people coming together because of a problem. Have you imagined imagine a place where there is crisis and people come together because of crisis. So crisis is a unifying factor of life. Problem is a unifying factor of life. Running away from it is running away from the solutions to your life. Am I communicating with people? Am I communicating with people? Is somebody really listening to me? Somebody understanding me? Crisis is a unifying factor of life. The world, this universe, is unified in crisis. Expecting no crisis is expecting what? Problem. Do you see that the universe is happening, is in everything in the universe is taking place in the opposite way. Peace does not unify people. Peace separates people. Peace brings selfishness in people. I pray you guys listen to me with intelligence, not with emotion. Please listen to me with intelligence and not with emotion. What did I say? Peace does not unify people. Peace brings selfishness in people. Do you see that people become more selfish when there is no problem to solve? The selfishness of people is intensified when there is no problem, when there is no crisis to solve. That is a fact. But the selflessness of people becomes magnified when there is an intended crisis. So this universe is operating in what? In crisis. Your body starts breaking down when there is no crisis inside. But your body becomes more healthy and healthy when there is crisis inside, because now that crisis pushes everything in the body to function. That crisis pushes everything in the body to function. But when you're just relaxed and you're not putting any extra effort, you're not doing anything, then what's going to happen? You're going to become obese. You're going to become, a fat fellow like me. And when you become a fat fellow like me, what happens? Everything in the body becomes lazy. Because now every system in the body is not thinking for themselves. So crisis is the unifying factor of life. Not wanting crisis in your life is denying the bliss of life to come to you. Do you understand? Am I making sense to you guys? Crisis is the unifying factor of life. This universe operates on crisis. The best people you find in your life is not when everything is smooth for you. The best people that transforms your life is when everything that you are experiencing is upside down. So meaning that crisis is what brings you to your helper. So why do people pray against not having problem? If problem is what brings you to your helper, why do you pray against it? Please, are you understanding me, my brothers, my sisters? Am I communicating with people? If problem is what brings you to your helpers. Why do we pray against it? We pray against it because what? Short-mindedness. Because of what? Short-mindedness. That is why we pray against it. But guess what? The people that are the most amazing people in your life, the most amazing people in your life, you come across them only at the phase of problem. Only at the phase of problem. And that is why the mystics and the saints sees problem as the best phase of life. The best phase of life. The mystics and the saints sees it as this is the best phase of life. But why do people say it is the worst phase of life? So if you are passing through problem right now, my brothers, my sisters, you are in the best phase of your life. Oh, I don't have money to do this, I don't have money to do that, I don't have this, I don't have that. That which you are looking at as, oh, I don't have, is because of your selfishness. It's because of your selfishness. But when you really see it, you are in the best phase of your life, because that is when the universe brings you across the people that have profound influence upon your life. So chaos, problem is a unifying factor. Crisis is what unifies the world together. People come together in crisis. People don't come together when there is no crisis. Do you know that? Do you observe it in life? That people come together when there is crisis, but when there is no crisis, people go their separate ways. So crisis unifies people. When there is no crisis, it separates people. Do you understand? Crisis unifies people. But when there is no crisis, it separates people. Because what? The selfishness in them start coming to the surface. Not wanting people to talk against you is not wanting to grow. Are you guys understanding? All right. I'm going to stop here. I'm open for questions.